I'm definitely gonna keep watching your videos on your channel, YouTube channel, man. I love those stories, man. That make me appreciate growing up where I grew up is, man. For real, man. I just want to be a kid. I don't want to come outside and fight every day. Like, what the I just want to play marbles. Could I play marbles? Like, you know what I mean? Like, word to me, them jail stories, scared straight to the max. Like, who the want to go to jail and have to deal with somebody like Saquon or Fuquan or Shaw? Like, I don't want to get beat up. Like, arrest me, I'm stripping down naked. That's the only way I'm going to Rikers. I'm going to naked. Y'all would have kept me in the crib. I ain't trying to fight every day. I just want to play with my G.I. Joes. I've been looking at y'all out the window like, damn, I wonder what it feels like to breathe air. Real talk. And then I just went back to playing my Atari. But yeah, I'm gonna continue being a fan of your channel. I'm digging the stories. Stay blessed, stay safe, and I'm gonna get up with you, man. Real talk, man.
Yo, shout out to the brother Travis Blunt. Funny, super funny. Check the link in the comments. Click on that, and you can see some of his stand-up material. But yeah, man, I just wanted to let y'all know we hit that double nickel. You heard? We hit that double nickel, baby. That 55,000 subscribers. Like I said, I'm a small fry, but I'm a well-seasoned fry. You heard? Z-Man, Suicide Polo with the Ski Man. You already snowplow. Get at me.
So now the whole school out there, the whole school. When I say the whole school, security and everybody. I'm throwing haymakers at this nigga, like Mike Tyson. Bang! Bang! You heard? Bang! Don't you ever can't fuck with me, B. You heard? You had a lot of schools in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying, that was official, you know what I'm saying? But no Taft was Taft, man. I'm telling you, and I wasn't just putting it out there at the worst school because I wanted to make it the worst school. Nah, it's the worst school because the newspaper said it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. But first, before I start the story, let me give a shout out to my little homie Sabani. You heard? It's my ex-girlfriend, little brother. You heard? I was talking to him on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and he the one that gave me the idea of this story. One day I was in the house chilling with his sister, and he was like 10 years old, and he took my gun. He took my gun from my pants. I didn't even know he took my gun from my pants, because at that time I used to carry a gun on me every day. You know what I'm saying? So he had took my gun at 10 years old, and he went outside, and me and his sister was laid up in the bed chilling, and all we heard was shots. And I looked out the window and seen the little nigga had my gun. I said, oh shit. The nigga ran upstairs. So ever since then, I knew the little nigga was a little crazy nigga, you know what I'm saying? So I was talking to him like a couple of weeks ago he was talking to me on Facebook, and he brought up some thing, and it made me bring up this story, you know what I'm saying? Because it was an ill story with his sister and Tab, you heard?
So what y'all did when y'all heard the shots though? What, you ran outside and got your gun back from the nigga?
Nah, we told him to come upstairs real quick because she lived on the second floor, you heard? So we said, I said, Sabani, get up here, man. You know what I'm saying? He came upstairs, and I snatched my shit from him, and his sister was looking crazy, like she couldn't believe he did that, and I couldn't really believe he did that because he was mad young. You heard? You know what I'm saying? He could have got knocked, anything. Yo, it was crazy, big. Yo, shout out to my little man Sabani. He gonna hear this joint because I'm gonna put him on. You heard? You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So this is where the story comes from. This is why I'm saying even the story. So now I'm in the box in Napa now. This is 1990. This is 1997. 1997. I'm in the box Napa now. I'm reading the newspaper. I'm reading the old newspaper. I can't remember what newspaper. I was trying to find it, but I'm reading the old newspaper, and it said worst school in New York City, and it had Taft up there. It had a whole picture of Taft up there. So I was bugging. I was like, oh shoot, because I be a Taft for years, so I know how them steps and everything look. You know what I'm saying? So I'm reading it automatically. I'm reading the joint. So it's saying, yeah, Now, it's really talking about, the reason why it was the worst school, it was talking about a story that happened in 1997 with the dude Jonathan Levine, I think, or Levin. You heard? He was the son of a Time Warner dude, of a CEO of the Time Warner dude. So, you know, some dudes, it was a teacher. He was a teacher named Jonathan Levine. You heard? And he used to take students home. Like he used to look out for students, like give dudes money, and some dudes, he used to take dudes like students to his house. You know what I'm saying? Never was no funny business or nothing with him. But one of the students, turned out they killed him or whatever, right? So now that was one of the reasons why they were saying Taft was the worst high school in New York City. You know what I'm saying? But another incident happened too that made it that made them say that Taft was a bad school, because a kid jumped out a window. You know what I'm saying? I was around. These are the years that I was hanging around there. A kid jumped out a window at Taft, like I think the fourth story or the third story class story window, and that made the paper. So that they had that in the paper, and then they had the Levin case in the paper. So I'm reading and I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't even know that a student killed the teacher. You know what I'm saying? And mine as well, that he was the son of a CEO of Time Warner. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh shoot, boom, that's crazy. So boom, so that had me start thinking about Taft. Taft was a wild school, man. Like when I first went to Taft, I met my son Parks, my best friend. Yo, that's where I met him in orientation. The first week of Taft, there was already a race war jumping off for the first week. I don't know how it started, but we was the youngest dudes. We was freshmen running with the older dudes, that was like in 11th grade, 10th grade, 12th grade, and the dudes that hung outside already. Them dudes, we was already, the first week of school, a race riot jumped off the Taft. My freshman year of high school. We a part of it. We don't even know. We hanging with dudes we don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Then you know how that lead into the next month after school is Halloween month. Boom. We jumped into the Halloween posse. 4 different high schools met up. Taft, Walton High School, Clinton High School, and I think and it was another high school. We all met up on 149th Street in the Grand Concourse in the 4 train. You heard? It was mad kids from Clinton, from Walton, and Roosevelt, and Taft. And we all met up in, this is Halloween at Taft. We all met up on 149th Street, Grand Concourse, and we all went to 3rd Avenue. Dudes started busting jewelry store windows, grabbing chains, boom, boom. And this is when them windows wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Dudes picked up the garbage can from on the street, broke the window. Boom! Dudes was catching chains, and there was a lot of dudes that wasn't catching nothing. It was so crazy. It was dudes that was scheming on dudes that caught things. You heard? So I remember my man Maine. He caught the big Gucci link with the Nefertiti head, and some dudes from Roosevelt was scheming on him. And me and my dudes had to tell him to get out of here, because he already got some before we had to go out.
Dudes from what Roosevelt?
Roosevelt High School in the Bronx, you heard? Roosevelt High School is on Fordham in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? And remember I told you it was dudes from all 4 different high schools, from Roosevelt, Clinton, Walton, and Taft, and we was all bugging on Halloween. We was calling ourselves the Halloween posse. You heard? And then we was bugging so much, we planned to do it every Friday. We was supposed to meet on 149th Street in the Grand Concourse. We did it for like the first 2 weeks, but everybody ain't show up. Like only certain people showed up. I remember me and my crew showed up, and it was light, but we didn't really get a chance to do nothing because it wasn't enough niggas like how we had before. You know what I'm saying? But that's the type of shit that was going on in Taft. I'm talking about the opening day, first week of school, race riot. Second month of school, we Halloween posse. We we rolling with mad schools, going crazy, hitting jewelry store windows with garbage cans, bugging out. So now in school, it's just regular. You know what I'm saying? I was a regular freshman, everything right, you know, whatever, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? So now, boom. Now I'm kicked out of Taft. I got kicked out of Taft. I went to 3 high schools. You heard? I went to Taft, got kicked out of Taft. Went to Wharton, got kicked out of Wharton. Went to Morris, got kicked out of Morris. They tried to send me to Monroe. Monroe said, "Nah, go get your GED. You 17. You only got 9th grade credits." You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Nah, man. I seen all them girls in school. I was like, nah, man. I want to go to school, B. I want to go to school." They was like, "Nah, you 17 and you got only 9th grade credits. School ain't good for you." You know what I'm saying? So I'm pissed off. So boom, that was like a little discouraging. You know what I'm saying? So boom, school, that was a wrap with school. So now I'm going around Taft every day. I go around Taft every day. I'm talking my gun. I'm doing me. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. So now I got a shorty, boom. I got a shorty in there, boom. Now this the dude, Sabani, my little man Sabani, his sister. So I'm messing with her. So I got a shorty. So boom, I'm coming around to school. I got a shorty. Boom, boom. Everything going good. We going together for like 3, 4, 5 months or whatever. No, 6, 7 months. So boom. Now everybody knows she messing with me. So everybody. So I'm giving her more clout. I'm giving her a lot of clout. You know what I'm saying? So boom, everybody know that that's my girl, and boom, 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 boom. So now one day we laid up, and she asked me about a dude. She like, "Oh, you know such and such." So you know, I'm like, "Nah, you know, I'm laid up on some cocky shit." I'm like, "Nah, I don't know such and such." She named a certain dude name. She's like, "Yo, you know Frank." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Nah, I don't know no nigga named Frank." You know what I'm saying? Because you know I know everybody in school. I go around Taft every day. I got kicked out of Taft, and I go around there every day since I got kicked out of it. So I know everything that's going on in Taft. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, "Nah, I don't know no Frank dude." She was like, "Oh, all right." So I was like, I start questioning. I'm like, who is he anyway? Boom. She's like, "Oh, nah, he a dude in school. He said he know you. No. I say he tried to talk to you or something. He's like, "Nah, he ain't try to talk to me. He just said he know you." Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, "All right, whatever." Boom, boom, boom. So now a couple of weeks go by. So now one day I'm around the school. I'm playing dice and all that. Now I used to have a habit when I'm playing dice. I used to be playing dice in front of the school. You know what I'm saying? I used to be taking dudes down. Everybody know I used to be taking niggas down out there. That's what I used to be known for, taking dudes down at the dice game. You heard? And being crazy. You heard? You know what I'm saying? And I used to have a gun on me. At this time I used to carry a gun on me everywhere I go. I used to have a gun on me. I had a gun on me for a whole year and never got caught with it. You know what I'm saying? Until I got caught with this to this day, right here. So boom, I'm chilling. I'm playing dice. So every time I kneel down, the gun is showing. You heard? So you know what I'm saying? So now the niggas around me that I'm playing dice with, they ain't calling cops on me. Everybody that I'm playing dice with, we know I'm playing dice with niggas from Webster, niggas from the Concourse, niggas from 240, niggas from Uptown, Crosstown, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? All the G's is out. You know what I'm saying? And some of the ladies is out and everything. But I ain't noticed at the time the pizza shop man had seen me fumbling with the gun in the pizza shop that day, because I was fixing the gun in my waistline and I wasn't even paying attention to the pizza shop man. He was paying attention to me. But I've been in the pizza shop 1,000 times with my gun, and he ain't never thought did this. So that's why I ain't never think that it was him. I found out it was him, but I didn't know it was him when it happened. So now I'm out in front playing dice with the dudes, and like I told you, every time I kneel down, the gun's showing. So boom, I'm playing dice. So next thing you know, I just see blue coats start pulling up. You know, the blue coats, the blue coat cars. You know what I'm saying? The cops. So everybody stopped playing dice. I try to go in the game room. So instead of me stashing the gun and putting it in the game room, or putting it, because I went in, it was a video store, and it had games, and it had all them Street Fighters and all that in there. You heard? I used to play on them joints all day. That's why I see you got your arcade joint jumping off. You heard? So you know what I'm saying? So I was playing. I ran in there with the niggas, with dudes playing the Street Fighter ad. You know what I'm saying? And it was the video store, but I should have put it in the video thing, or try to do something get it off me, but I wasn't thinking. So I just went in the video store, seen that the cops jumped out on other dudes at the dice game and was searching them. And then that's another thing, I didn't know that they had my description. See, they had my description. I had a gray hoodie, I had a gray champion, I had a gray car hoodie on, and some jeans, some blue jeans. But I didn't know they had my description because it was regular blue coats. So they jumping out and they searching dudes. So I see they searching dudes. I'm in the video store. So I try to walk out the video store and walk up the hill like nothing, like, you know what I'm saying? But they see they had a description of me. So by the time I got to the top of the hill, other cops jumped out on me and they had me on the gate of Taft, right there searching me. Now boom, now they searching me. I had the deuce the joint that looked like the 38 snub. You heard? I had the deuce that looked like the 38 snub, the black joint. You know what I'm saying? So when the cops searching me, he searched me 2 times. He did not find the gun. You heard? I thought I was free. I'm on the gate like this. Oh yeah, they ain't got me. You heard? How I ain't find his gun on me on my side. You heard? He went to search me a 3rd time on some RoboCop joint, man. That's word of my mother. He said I got it. You heard? And as he said he got it, I looked to the side. They putting the handcuffs on me. I looked to the side. My girlfriend and all her little friends is right there, and my girlfriend is crying. And all that. So I'm like, oh, it's a sad look. The whole Taft is up there watching me go down. You heard? Everybody that I was just playing dice with, my girl out there crying, all my friends, everybody. So now they taking me down. Boom, I'm going down for a gun. 92 for a gun. You heard? In front of Taft. You heard? Loaded joint. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So now I go. They give me a little bail. Boom. But it's like a week before Christmas. You heard? It's like a week before Christmas. So they give me a bail. So I call home to my grandma's. So my grandma's like, boy, why you get locked up? You know I gotta take care of these kids, cause you know I had little brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, it was like a week or 2 before Christmas. So all the money that my grandmother had was gonna go to the Christmas kids from Christmas school, Christmas for my little brothers and them, me too, but mainly my little brothers. I wasn't getting no toys. I mean, they was getting toys and stuff. You know, that was their Christmas money or whatever. That's word of my mother. So I didn't even look for no help from my grandmother. So I called my man. So I called my man Parks, my best friend. So my best friend said, yo, such and such Tamiko, she said she gonna get you out. Yo, boom, boom, da-da-da. She gave me some smoke to sell. So it was, you know how like you got joints in school that like you heard? Boom, it was a girl in school that liked me. Not my girl. It was a girl in school that liked me. So boom, she heard I got locked up. She automatically said, oh, I'm getting them out. She said, what's his bail? And she went to all my friends, and then she went to 2 of my friends, and she gave them smoke to sell. Because she went to her brother to get some money to bail me out, but her brother said wasn't giving her money to bail me out. Her brother gave her smoke. So he was like, he gave her a lot of smoke, and he gave her some fire. He gave her some chocolate at that time. Back in those days, he gave us some chocolate. So I'm sitting in 2 Main, you heard, with a weak ass bail, you heard, you know what I'm saying, for a gun charge. And not my girl, I got this girl that liked me, talking about she gonna bail me out, you heard, and she making moves to bail me out. She done went to her brother, got almost a half a pound of smoke. Her brother gave her like about half a pound of smoke. She came and gave it to 2 of my friends, you heard. She gave it to my best friend, and then she gave it to a friend from my block, you heard. And the friend from my block, he smoked most of it, and my best friend, he gave up the money for the smoke to get me out. You heard? But it wasn't enough to get me out. So she was still short a couple of hundred to get me out. But every time I called her, she told me she had a different amount to get me out that was closer to get me out. So you know how that joint be feeling in jail when you waiting for a bail. You heard?
Keep it real. Keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100. I done had to lay up with some bullshit ass bails and wait for niggas to get money up too. How much was that bail?
500, bro. 500. Word, man.
Son, I done been there. It's rough in them streets. I done been there, nigga. Where nigga had to wait a couple of days for niggas to get that shit up.
And but I'm gonna tell you how it's funny how the story ended too. Now boom. Now the girl that's saying that she gonna get me out, not only is she getting up the money to get me out, she done, now this is what happened too. This happened while I'm in jail. I called my girl one day. She crying to me on the phone. This girl stepped to me and said, she your girlfriend and this and that. And for me to give you my chain, I think my girlfriend at the time had my chain on. You heard? So yeah, she had my chain on. She had my chain on when I got locked up. So the girl that's trying to bail me out, that's trying to get me out, even though I never messed with her in the street, she liked me. She went to the girl. She goes to the girl with her girlfriends, and she tells my girlfriend to give me his chain. I'm his girlfriend now, or whatever. You heard? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So boom, the girl I'm messing with about to give up my chain to her, and then it took a girl from my block to say, nah, don't give up. Ain't you his girlfriend? I'm Larry from my block. Ain't you his girlfriend? You got his chain, so you can hold his chain. You know what I'm saying? She overrode that joint. You know what I'm saying? Because the joint I was messing with was just about to give my chain up to the other girl. You know what I'm saying? Just because the other girl coming on some Debo. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So boom. So now I'm hearing all this on the phone. You heard? And my girl crying, my shorty crying at the time, right? So I'm like, oh man, come on, man. Damn, man, I ain't mean for all this to happen. I'm trying to get out of jail. You know what I'm saying? So boom. Make a long story short, boom. The girl don't never come through. You know what I'm saying? The girl don't never come through. So word to my mother, lads, I'm locked up for like 7 days, B, on a $500 bill. You heard? You know what I'm saying? But I told you, I only called my grandmother the first day I got locked up. You heard? And my grandma told me, boy, why you gonna go get locked up like that? You know I gotta take care of the kids. You heard? So, you know, I was the type of person, I handle my things by myself. So once my grandma said that, I ain't even feel no type of way. You know what I'm saying? I got off the phone and I was ready to, you know, face my consequences. You know what I'm saying? You know, even though I had a $500 bill. Boom. Then they come to find out the girl was gonna try to get me out. So boom. So like on the 7th day, I called my grandmother, because I didn't call my grandmother no more, only from the first day. I just called my grandmother to tell her that I'm all right and how she doing and everything. So I called my grandma and said, great grandma, how you doing and everything going on now? So she said, boy, I've been waiting for your call. Why you ain't been calling me? She said, I was going to get you out. I'm going to get you out in the morning. I'm going to the bank tomorrow to get you out in the morning. So I said, oh, word, grandma? She said, so I'm thinking in my mind, dang, if I would have been calling my grandma, I would have been out. But I ain't even calling my grandma. I'm calling this girl every day because she getting up the money to get me out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, word, grandma? She like, yeah, I'm going to the bank in the morning. You'll be out by 12 o'clock tomorrow. Don't worry about it, boy. So I said, all right, grandma, thank you. I got off the phone. I'm happy to death. You heard? I started giving away stuff. You heard? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm happy to death. I only been there a week. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm getting out of here. Be in the morning. My grandma the truth. You know what I'm saying? So boom, the morning came. I got out. Boom, I got out. I ain't get out in the morning, but you know how that Rikers Island and that bail joint run. They called me after school run. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Dudes was sick. You heard? Hey, where you going? Out here. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Bail. You heard? You know how they be calling dudes? Bail.
Yeah, they be OD and they blow it up, come in the dorm and be like this, Thursday, bail out. Like, come on, bro.
Yep.
They in the whole jail, no one bailing out.
Word up, big. And dudes ain't going nowhere, making dudes feel some type of way. You heard? Because you know you ain't out until you get out, remember? You know how they throw you in that pen? They talk about they gonna check warrants and all that, man. Yo, they put you through some stress, boy. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So now, boom, I get out, right? So you know the first thing I do, I go to my girlfriend. You know, everything rocking and rolling. Boom, 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 boom. So now, boom, everything rolling. So now, 2 weeks go by, lads. Word to my mother, everything regular. I'm out of jail. I got a gun charge. Ain't nothing, you know, I'm used to catching charges, so I'm fighting this like I'm fighting everything. You know what I'm saying? So boom. One day, I go around Taft. Now, my shorty I'm messing with, she go to Taft. So I go around Taft, right? And my man come out the side exit. He come out early. This is my man from my block. He don't even know, he crushed my heart that day. He came out the side of school that day, Taft, you heard? He said, yo, L, I gotta tell you something, man. So I was like, what? So he said, yo, man, your girl such and such? Yo, man, this is what happened in the lunchroom today. Yo, she was over it was her and her girlfriends, and they were standing over there by some dudes or whatever, right? So I walked over there to her, and I started calling her your name. You know what I'm saying? You know how dudes was. You know how dudes be calling dudes girls they name after a while. You heard? Dudes be with girls be with dudes so much. Dudes be calling girls dude's name. You know what I'm saying? So he walked up like, "What's up, my government or whatever," right? So he said that. When he said that, she was like, "Oh, that ain't my name. That ain't my name." So then my man from my block was like, "Man, stop trying, man, stop playing." No. So he said some dudes was around. You heard? That I know, that we know, and everything or whatever. So I'm like, so he said that she went on to say, "Oh nah, I don't like Larry no more." You heard? You know what I'm saying? So, boom. That shit crushed my heart because I was just with her the night before that. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't understand that shit. You heard?
What
so
you
I was
mean,
like,
the night before you got locked up, or when you came home?
I was with her the night before he telling me this. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yo. She was like, "I don't like Larry no more." And boom. So I was like, yo, I ain't gonna front. My heart died. Like, I was like, oh shit, B. Like, I ain't never see this shit coming. You heard? So I'm like, all right. So boom. For some reason, a fight jumped off. Boom, a fight jumped off. Some girls started fighting. So boom. You know how a fight jump off? I was one of them niggas. I'm in the middle of the fight. You heard? Antagonizing that joint. Whip her ass. I think it was two girls that was fighting. That one of them I knew like that. I was on it. You heard? So I was in the middle of the fight. They'll whip her, antagonizing the joint. So boom, out the side of my eye, I see my shorty and her friends, and they in the back of the fight, and they watch it too, but they didn't see me. So me and her caught eye contact. As soon as she see me, she tried to turn around and walk off. So I'm like, oh, all right. So boom, I went behind her. I'm like, oh, what's up, B? Yo, what's this shit? You telling my man you don't mess with me no more? Why you ain't tell me that? You know what I'm saying? She's like, oh, she tried to say, I ain't say that. She trying to walk away from me though. So boom, make a long story short, I knew she said it. So boom, she walked off. So boom, I ain't messing with her no more. So now come to find out, she messing with the dude Frank. You heard? Remember the dude Frank that I told you that she brought up? She asked me that I know him. You heard? Weeks before that.
Yeah.
And then I asked her. She said it was nothing going on, but she brought the nigga up. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, oh shoot. So now I put everything together. So now all my niggas, you know, I'm considered a real dude around Taft. So now not only am my heart broke, all my niggas seen everything. They know everything. Cause like I told you, I made her more than what she was. You know what I'm saying? So boom. Cause I was that live nigga. I'm that known nigga around there. You know what I'm saying? I've been got kicked out of Taft. I just go around there every day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody call me Crazy Larry. You know what I'm saying? So boom. My man's is like, yo, man, yo, you need to fuck that nigga up, B. You gotta not do that nigga dirty, lad. You heard? So I'm like, nah, B. Cause something in my back of my mind, I wanna do the nigga dirty, but something in the back of my mind, like, nah, you can't. You a man, B. But dude, take your girl. That's just what it is. You can't fight over no girl. But that's what's in the back of my mind. But in the front of my mind, I'm like, I want to do this nigga dirty, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Nigga took my girl, B. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, man, B. Then my man's, it's so bad. My man's seeing that I'm holding back. I'm not doing nothing. So my man's is offering to do something. They like, yo, my best friend like, yo, I fuck him up for you. You heard? I'm like, nah, B, don't do nothing, B, because even if you do something, they gonna still say that I'm fighting over a girl, B. Everybody gonna say that, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, I ain't fighting that nigga over no girl, even though I know I'll wash him up, you know what I'm saying? But I said, nah, I'm gonna let it be. I was heartbroken, lads. I swear to my mother, I was heartbroken, but I held it, you know what I'm saying? So now, word to my mother, like 2 months passed. Now, I'm hearing she pregnant by the nigga, you heard? I'm super sick, you heard? I'm like, oh man, this nigga, man, it's over, man. You heard? It's like 2 months later, you heard? I'm hearing she pregnant by the nigga, you heard? I'm like, oh man, this shit's whack, B, you heard? Boom, I see the nigga, I I gotta walk past the nigga because I gotta hold myself back from doing the nigga dirty. So now one day I couldn't hold myself back. So I walk into school. Now I had a habit. Remember I told you I didn't go to Taft. Like I got kicked out of Taft. But I was so live in Taft, all the security in Taft knew me. You heard? Shout out to all the security in Taft. Some of them is on my IG page. My man, you know who you is. You heard? He was security at that time. He used to always see me in the lunchroom. Knew I didn't go to school. Knew I got kicked out of the Taft. That's how I used to be. I used to be in Taft lunchroom every day and didn't go to the school. And it was this day I was in the school. I didn't go to school. I was in the lunchroom. I used to be in the lunchroom all the periods that I did. The lunchroom periods, and I didn't go to school. People that worked this Taft used to see me in the lunchroom, knew I didn't go there. They never used to mess with me, you heard? You know what I'm saying? And I used to be in there with my gun and all that before too, you heard? But no problems, because like I told you, Taft was like home base to us, you know what I'm saying? Me and my team. So boom, one day I'm in Taft, I'm sneaking in Taft in the lunchroom. This dude, he's standing in the doorway of the lunchroom, but he got his back turned. Now, he's talking to two chicks. Now, I'm coming to walk in the lunchroom, but he don't see me. You know how like a dude is standing in the doorway and they got their back turned and they so cocky with it because they talking to two chicks and they on some macadocious joint? That's what he was doing. Exactly what he was doing. Because if he wasn't doing that, he would have seen me behind him. Because I stopped and I stood behind him for a second, like, yo, this dude is a lame, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this dude don't even see me behind him, you heard? I'm trying to get in the lunchroom and he blocking the door, halfway blocking the door, and he don't even see me behind him. He knows somebody behind him, but he don't think it's me. He don't know it's me. He probably thinking it's anybody that's from the school, but it's me behind him. So I'm standing there. I stand there with that look like, cause I'm a smart ass. You know what I'm saying? I am a smart ass. You know what I'm saying? So I stood there with that look like, oh, this nigga, big. This nigga's a lame. This nigga ain't even looking back to see who it is to move out my way. You know what I'm saying? Cause I wasn't gonna do nothing to him. I was gonna go right past him. You know what I'm saying? So boom, being that he ain't looking back cause he knows somebody behind him, he ain't moving out the way of the doorway, I bumped him through the doorway. Boom! You heard? And when he did see it was me, it was too late. And I kept it moving. I was like, bitch ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? And kept it moving. So now, boom. So now, when I went in the lunchroom, one of my mans from my block is in the lunchroom. You heard? So boom, he in the lunchroom already. Boom, 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 boom. So I go in the lunchroom. I go around them. Boom, boom. I ain't say nothing. So I give niggas time to come in the lunchroom. So now a little bit of time fall in the lunchroom. So they come in the lunchroom. The dude that I just bumped and some other dudes, they come in the lunchroom. So boom, I gas myself up. Now I want to fight him because I feel that he played me, even though he didn't. I'm just looking for an excuse to fight him now. So I already gassed myself up. I start walking towards him. You heard? I seen him in the lunchroom with these dudes. I start walking towards him. My man from my block is on the other side. He see me walking towards these dudes. He already know what it is. So as we both walking towards these dudes, my man get there before I do, right? So the dude that I just bumped, he's the dude Frank that I just bumped, that messing with my old girl, that's messing with my old girl now, my old girl. He's standing there with some dudes that he think is tough, but they really wasn't tough like that to me and my niggas, you know what I'm saying? So he's standing with them, so I guess he thinking that he's safe. So so as we walking up, one of the dudes was tall, and he was like, he bigger than us, and he was like, yo man, why don't y'all leave this nigga alone, man? Like he went to say, why don't y'all leave this nigga alone? And my man from my block hit the nigga. Bang, boom, bang. Then grab the nigga by his shirt and just start whipping the nigga. You heard? So now, it's a fight going on. My man popped off so quick, he popped off before me. Because he got to them before I did. We was walking towards him at the same time, but he got there before me. And when he got there, the dude that he was with said some funny shit like, why don't y'all leave him alone, man? And my man just snuffed him. Boom, bang, boom, grabbed his shirt, pulled him down, like rustled him down to the floor and was hitting him. Bing, bang, boom, boom, real quick. Now it's a fight jumping off. Everybody is crowded to fight. And the dude that I bumped that is all started over that took my girl, Frank, this dude is standing around the fight, acting like he watching the fight. So I just walk up out of nowhere, cause he ain't paying me no attention. So I just walk up out of nowhere and hit him. Bang! The nigga fall out on the lunchroom table, knocked out. You heard? Mad dizzy. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I'm about to hit him. No, he get up and he mad dizzy. He walking around mad wobbly and all that. So I'm about to hit him again. So some girls from my block, 2 girls from my block, shout out to them because they saved him. They said, Larry, leave him alone. You see already what you did to him. You see already what you did to him. Because he walking around dizzy and all that. I'm about to hit him again, you know what I'm saying? So boom. So I chilled out, you know what I'm saying? I chilled out, you know what I'm saying? So boom. So now my man, he's still fighting with the other dudes. The dude that we ain't had no problems with them, but they tried to back up for him real quick. This dude tried to back up for him. You know what I'm saying? So boom, my man's still rumbling with this dude. You know what I'm saying? Now, me and my man don't go to the school. This is another thing. This is mad crazy. Me and my man don't go to the school. So now, when all the security dudes running the cafeteria, it's one main security. He on my IG. That's my man, big bro. You know who you is. You heard? I ain't gonna shout you out because you still doing work. You heard in the school, but that's my dude. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that told me, you get out of here. Get out of here. I got out of there, but I wasn't leaving my man. So what I did was I ran to the stairwell, and I wasn't leaving the school because I knew I was good. None of them security dudes was going to bother me because they knew who I was already. You know, I told you I got kicked out of Taft already. So my man, he had just got kicked out of Taft. So boom, so he was fresh. They knew him. So boom, they locking him up. They put the handcuffs on him. So boom, they bringing him in the stairwell. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I'm making sure that he all right. So the dude that told me to get out of there, the security dude that told me to get out of there, my man that's on my IG, he looked me in my face and said, your man is all right. Get out of here. I got him. Get out of here. You heard? Boom. But he getting locked up. You know what I'm saying? Boom. I got out of there. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I'm out to school. Boom. So now, a couple days later, I'm seeing this dude, Frank. He ain't doing nothing. So then one day, I walking past him. This is like 5 days later. I'm walking past him. I guess he got a little. I heard that all his team was telling him, yo, man, you got to do something to that nigga Larry, man. You got to do something to him, man. He knocked you out. Man. You got to do something to him. So they gassed him up. So one day I was walking by him and his team, by myself, walking by, ice grilling them niggas. I knew them niggas to me, they wasn't on my level. I walked by them niggas, kept it moving, but when I gave him my back, the nigga took a punch. He snuffed me and hit me from the back. So I turned around, took off my shit. I said, oh, now I'm gonna whip your ass. So now the whole school out there, the whole school. When I say the whole school, security and everybody. I'm throwing haymakers at this nigga, like Mike Tyson. Bang! Bang! You heard? Bang! Don't you can't fuck with me, B. You heard? This nigga fighting, wiggling his hands. You heard? Hands wiggling. You heard? To the point where, like I told you, once again, them girls from my block, shout out to them, they saved him. Larry, knock it off. You beat him. Come on, Larry. Why you fighting over that girl? Once them girls from my block said that, I stopped fighting the nigga because it clicked in like, damn, B, caught me fighting over a joint. You know what I'm saying? Fighting over a joint. You know what I'm saying? You heard? Shit was crazy, man. So boom, I walked off with the girls from my block. You heard? I just stopped fighting the dude, walked off with the girl from my block, let the dude have my girl. Him and the dude wound up having a baby. Him and my girl had to wind up having a baby and all that. You heard? You know what I'm saying? But years later, I wound up messing with the girl again. So that let me know that I was still that dude. You heard? So even though he took my girl, I took his baby mother. You heard? You know what I'm saying? Yo, all right, go. You know what I'm saying? You know, getting fly and stuff. You had War in high school. You had Roosevelt. You had Evander. You had Stevenson. You had Monroe. You know what I'm saying? You had Morris. You had Gompers. You had a lot of wild schools in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Kennedy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Kennedy. And even though Kennedy, they consider Kennedy like Manhattan a little, but yeah, Kennedy is the Bronx too. You heard? I got a wild story about Kennedy too, man. Oh man, but I don't want to give that one up, B. That was crazy. This is the only time that we ever robbed a dude, and I met a dude on the island, B. And the dude was telling me the whole story about him getting robbed that didn't even recognize me, bro. You heard? But the way we robbed him, it'll never be forgotten. He went to Kennedy. It was 4 of us. He don't even remember one of my friends. He was like, yo, this light-skinned nigga. It was just this light-skinned nigga with light-skinned nigga with gold fronts, man. Was light-skinned nigga with gold fronts, man. I'll never forget him, man.
And he was a Bronx nigga too?
Yeah, he was a Bronx nigga. He was a Spanish nigga. He was a Spanish nigga, Bronx nigga. He had mad jewelry. He had some heavy shit. He had drug dealer shit. I'm talking about when we seen this nigga on the train, we thought he had a gun. That's, you know, when you see a nigga with this type of jewelry, you think a nigga got a gun. You heard? Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, we didn't even just straight up rob this dude. You know the train station where Brand Nubian made that video, punks jump up to get beat down.
Yeah, 168th.
That same train station. We used to ride that train line, you heard? That was a line we used to, me and my team used to go to, and we used to tear dudes up on that line, you heard?
That's the 1 train.
Yeah, the 1 train. We used to tear them dudes up on that line, you heard? And then we used to take the train to 45th Street, get off 145th Street, and go walk down the hill and catch the D train and go back up and go cash in all our jewelry. This is my snatch and chain days, you heard? This is my snatch and chain days, you heard? So boom, one day we on our chain line. It's funny because Brand Nubian got that song out, punk step up, you get beat down. Nah, 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 punk step up. And they on that back of that train, that famous train we used to be robbing dudes at. So boom, one day we on the train, we on our robbing shit. So boom, we go to the back, we go walking towards the back of the cart. So boom, in the second to last cart, is one dude in there. One dude in there. He's sitting there by himself, and he had on some crazy jewelry. As soon as we seen his jewelry, we automatically thought this dude had a gun on him. Automatically, because at this time, anybody that was wearing jewelry like this dude had on had a gun on him. You know what I'm saying? Had a gun on him. He had like 2 or 3 links on. You heard? Heavy joints. You heard? Figueroas. You heard? You know, remember Figueroas? You heard? So boom, we on our robbing shit hard. When we walked into him, we walked into a bank. Boom. I'm to keep it real. We walked past him first. That's how heavy he was. You heard? That's how heavy he was. We walked past him first. Remember we told him, I said he was in the second to last car? We walked past him first. You heard? Then we went to the last car. We said, yo, everybody said the same thing. Yo, you seen that nigga? Yo, we getting that nigga. Boom. We walk right back in the same car, right around him. You know how the car, they got the doors right there? We all stood at, each of us stood at one door, standing next to him. You heard? He was the only dude in the cart. You heard? He was the only dude in the cart. When he seen that we came in there and stood next to him and stood around him, he got up, and we let him get up too. Because nobody did, because like I told you, we thought he had a gun. Anybody that had jewelry like this, you think he had a gun. I don't care, especially riding the train, you heard? So boom, so when he stood up, we was all like waiting to see what he was going to say and do. The dude put his hand on his chains, put his hand in his chains and said, I don't want no, and that's all he got a chance to say was, I don't want no, and niggas just start hitting him, you heard? Bing bong, boom bong, boom bong, boom. Niggas trying to grab them joints. Yo, that nigga was flying through the train, you heard? He's flying through the train car. Somehow he got past us. Now you know how dudes is when they scared and when things is happening, you heard? This dude flew through us. We hitting this dude, trying to grab him, trying to take his chains at the same time. This dude flying through us, getting hit, getting ping pong. He flying through, he runs through the cart. He's in the next cart. We behind him. hitting him. We can't grab him because he's so fast. We hitting him. It's whoever's on him quick is hitting him. Bing bong, bing, 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 bing. Boom. He runs through 3-4 carts. As he's running through carts, people was just getting up, screaming, ah, ah, because they don't know what's going on. You know how people is on trains. They screaming up. He's running. He's yelling, help, help. We hitting him, bing, but we trying to grab him, but we can't grab this dude. This dude running through 3 carts from us. You heard 4 dudes. All we got a chance to do is really hitting them, and we just nicking them from grabbing them. So boom, we finally catch him like in the 3rd cart he ran through. We finally catch him. That's word of my mother. I popped all his chains from the back. I popped all his chains because I remember when I popped them. Because I got my hand from the back on all the chains and I popped them. You couldn't pop them joints with one hand. You had to pop them joints with 2. So I popped them joint, bing, but they all went down his shirt except for one. Except for one chain. And the one chain that didn't went down his shirt, one of my mans had a hold of. So I popped them, but my man had a hold of one. So as I popped them, right after I popped them, all I felt was a nigga grab me in a bear hug. Somebody grabbed me in a bear hug. And they had me. And I thought it was the cops. You heard?
Now you said this is the 1 train, right?
Yeah, this is the 1 train. Now the 1 train that stopped. It stopped on 168th Street. You heard? That famous stop. You know what I'm saying? It stopped right there. And somebody got me in a bear hug. Some man got me in a bear hug. You gotta remember, I'm young. I'm only like 16, 17. You heard? So some grown man grabbed me in a bear hug. So I'm like, yo, get off me, man. Get off me, man. I really can't get out. Now all my niggas, they scattering out the train. So I'm like, get off me, man. Get off me. So all I hear is a man go. The man that got me in the bear hug, he goes, what are you doing to this guy, man? Why y'all doing this? Why you? I said, yo, man, if you don't get the hell off me, man, I swear to my mother, man, I'm gonna blow your ass, nigga. Get off me. You heard? So he let go of me, and I ran off the train. I wound up crossing the tracks and all that to get away. I crossed the tracks, went on the other side, and ran up the other train station and met up with my mans outside, and we all walked, and boom, we only had 1 chain out the 3. Dude had on 3 heavy Figueroas. We only got 1 because they went down his shirt, and you know, we didn't know where they went double the tussle. You know what I'm saying? You heard? And we didn't have time to get all that. You know what I'm saying? We had to get out of there. You heard? Or get caught. That's how we felt. So boom, we got 1 chain. We had a place we used to take it called Mr. Lee's on Fordham. He take everything. Yo, he loved us. He opened up the vault when he see us. You heard? You know, them jewelry stores have a vault. You heard? He go to the vault. He see us. As soon as he see us come through the door, he crack a smile. Mr. Lee. You heard? He open up the vault. I give y'all top dollar. I give nobody like I give y'all. I give nobody like I give y'all. He knew what we was doing. You heard? He knew what we was doing. You heard? We used to bring him everything. Everything. So boom, we bought the chain. I think they gave us 8 and change for that chain. You heard? And all we got was 1 chain. You heard? They gave us 800 and change. I think it was 840 something. And I remember us splitting it up 4 ways. And that was the most we ever caught for catching 1 chain. You heard? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo. So now it ain't over. Years later, I'm on Rikers Island. I think it's 94, 93, one of them years I'm on Rikers Island. I'm in the Bronx pit. I'm going to court. So one day, you know how you in court, when you go to court with niggas, you be talking to niggas that you don't know and all that, you know what I'm saying? You and niggas be getting familiar when you go to court, you know what I'm saying? So me and these dudes was getting familiar in the court pen. So we going story for story. Dudes talking about the streets, dudes talking about what they do, dudes talking about this and that. So boom, we talking about schools. So boom, so the dude was like, yo, yeah, I used to go to Kennedy. So I was like, yo, word, you used to go to Kennedy? So I said, yeah, you used to go to Kennedy? I said, yo, B, I remember we robbed some nigga from Kennedy. I said, yo, you don't know no nigga that was heavy in Kennedy? He said, nah, I don't know nobody that was heavy in Kennedy. I was the only nigga heavy in Kennedy. You heard? So I got quiet. You heard? And I let him take over. So he was like, nah, I was the only nigga heavy in Kennedy. You heard? Yeah, B. I remember when some clown niggas tried to rob me, B. You heard? On the train, B. They only caught one of my joints. You heard? So I'm like this. My motherfucking mind start bugging that. You heard? I'm like, what? Oh shit. I don't even remember this nigga. You heard? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit. Do you know this nigga went on to tell me about a robbery that I did to him? You heard? And I was bugging. I had to be quiet the whole time after he started talking because I didn't want to blow it up. Because I didn't really want to do nothing to the nigga. I don't think he could beat me with the hands. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't think the nigga could have beat me. Sizing the nigga up, I don't think the nigga could have beat me or nothing. But I just didn't want to expose that I was the nigga that robbed you, or one of the niggas that robbed you. But it was bugged out to hear a nigga that I robbed tell me how he got robbed. You heard? And tell me that he only remember one of my niggas. You heard? Out of 4 of us that robbed him, he only remember one of my niggas. Like, yo, man, I remember that light-skinned nigga, man, with gold fronts, man. I'll never forget him. And I'm looking at him like, yeah, all right. We all got you, B. We got 847 for that. You know what I'm saying? Got 847 for that. You know what I'm saying?
Did he keep it official with the robbery details?
He said it the short version. He didn't say the long version like I did it, because, you know, I was dead. I did it. So he said the short version. He got robbed, so he said the short version. He was like, yo, some niggas tried to catch me, but they only caught one of my shines. That was none. They caught the smallest one. You heard? I was heavy. You know, he dressed it up nice. You heard? You know what I'm saying? I let him dress it up nice because I knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? I almost slipped up and told the nigga that I robbed him. If I would have slipped up and told the nigga I robbed him, he would have shut up and he could have blew me. You heard? He could have blew me or did something. He probably could have did nothing to me with the hands, but he would have snuck me and blew me. But we wasn't around each other like that. We was only around each other for that time going to court. You know what I'm saying? But yo, man, you know, charge it to the game, bro. You know how I go. Punk step up and get beat down. That shit was real. You know what I'm saying? On that train station, you heard? You know what I'm saying? I almost slipped. Nigga said I was the heaviest nigga up there, B. You heard? I said, oh shit. I let that nigga continue the conversation. You heard?
I'm definitely gonna keep watching your videos on your channel, YouTube channel, man. I love those stories, man. That shit make me appreciate growing up where I grew up is, man. For real, man. I just want to be a kid. I don't want to come outside and fight every day. Like, what the fuck? I just want to play marbles. Could I play marbles? Like, you know what I mean? Like, word to me, them jail stories, scared straight to the max. Like, who the fuck want to go to jail and have to deal with somebody like Saquon or Fuquan or Shaw? Like, I don't want to get beat up. Like, motherfuckers arrest me, I'm stripping down naked, nigga. That's the only way I'm going to Rikers. I'm going to naked. Niggas like y'all would have kept me in the crib. I ain't trying to fight every day. I just want to play with my G.I. Joes. I've been looking at y'all out the window like, damn. I wonder what it feels like to breathe air. Real talk. And then I just went back to playing my Atari. But yeah, I'm gonna continue being a fan of your channel. I'm digging the stories. Stay blessed, stay safe. And I'm gonna get up with you, man. Real talk, man.